DrAimee at Mommas Cairo, and we are here with Miss Angela Brown. She is, thank you everyone for joining us today on this awesome Friday. So today we're going to be chatting with Miss Angela Brown, who owns Doula Loves Creation, and she's going to tell us all about her and birth education. So I'm really thrilled that you guys are all here. Miss Angela, say hi.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Amy of Mama Cairo, for inviting me to be on and talking with you and talking with the mamas.
Yes. So I'm so excited that you agreed to do a little chat, and we're going to try to keep it as short as possible so that our members can come and check that out and get the most out of their time. So let's go ahead and start with, let me just see. Oh, wait, not that one. Let me go ahead and hide that one. So tell us about your business.
So my business is Doula Loves Creation, and I've been a doula for over 15 years. And I was at a point in my life where I just wanted to have something more heart resonant. I wanted to do a work that was resonating with my heart. And I was like, okay, what is my purpose here on the planet? Why am I here? And during my meditation and prayer work, I had heard to be a doula. And so back in 2003, that's when, around 2003 to 2005, Doula Loves Creation was born. And so I support women in having supported birth. So be it they're birthing in the hospital, birthing at home or at a birth center. A doula is someone who supports women throughout their pregnancy and during their birthing time so that they can have their highest and best birth possible.
So you basically answer, like, why did you get into this? And it was because it was a calling of yours. Is that correct?
Yes. I had been a litigation paralegal for 20 years.
Wow.
Secretary paralegal. Yeah. And
then on your title, you have RN as well, right?
Say that. Oh, yeah. So I was going to be a midwife. Hi, Kimberly. We see you, Kim.
Hi.
So, yeah, I decided, I was going to be a midwife. That's where I was leading. And then all of a sudden I just thought, it's okay, I'm going to go to nursing school. So I ended up going to nursing school. And then during that time, life just really started happening. Both my parents passed away, and it's almost as though the universe shows you how committed are you to your goals? How committed are you to your journey? Yeah. So one thing I realized in nursing school was that I was really good at educating and supporting pregnant moms. And I realized that I didn't necessarily need to catch the baby, but I was really good at helping couples develop a consciousness of trust, helping couples be empowered during their pregnancy, and helping them have a really positive birth experience. So yeah, so that it's like a total 180, 360 to go from litigation to becoming a doula. And I wasn't a spring chicken, so that was like my second or third career. So
hey, you gotta, sometimes the universe, tests us, and we try to say, no, stay away. And then once we actually listen, we end up following our passion. And it sounds to me like that's what you did. And so what do you love about your business? I kind of feel like you kind of hit up on it a little bit, but I want to make sure that our audience really takes a look of who you are and why is it that you love what you do?
I think it's so important that women are conscious and aware when they're birthing. And one of the things, my mother birthed 5 children. But
wow.
My mother remembers the first birth and the last birth. So when I would ask, when she was living, I would ask her, Mom, what was my birth like? My mother did not remember what it was, because during that time she may have had ether, but she didn't have any memory of birthing me forward.
Wow. Okay.
So tell me, the question is, what do I love most is watching.
What do you love about your business? About Doulas Love Creation?
I love when women go from the place of fear and not trusting themselves to, wow, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this. They go from fear of natural birth to I can do this. So the whole
Mhm.
process is me helping them develop trust. And the other
Yes.
part that I love, I mean, that confidence as they prepare themselves through their pregnancy.
Mhm.
So many women think, oh, I can't do it. It's going to be too painful. And I help women move through that. And the other part
Beautiful.
that I really, really love is when the baby's being born and the baby starts to crown. And then there's
Yeah.
that moment there where the head is out of the mother, but the rest of the body is still in the mother. And
Uh-huh.
it's the only time that we're simultaneously in two different universes. Like we're out in this, the baby is born into the human condition, and yet the
Yeah.
rest of his body hasn't made it yet. And I just
Wow.
always look at that part and go, wow.
It is magnificent for sure, and it
Yeah.
definitely translates on how you're saying it, and you can really see that you really do love serving our mamas in our community, and so I thank you really for everything that you do. And I know that a big part of what you do too is birth education. So let me go ahead and hide that one. And so we wanted to pose the question to all of our mamas. Mamas, how are you empowering your pregnancy and birth? And you as a birth educator, how would you answer this question for our moms? Or how would you guide them into empowering their pregnancies and birth?
Well, I actually thought of three main points that seem really significant.
Okay.
Um, and I'm going to add a fourth one there on the end. I kind of spoke on it before. But one of the things is to their whole nutrition and exercise. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really
Definitely.
important. And usually most moms in that first trimester, they're going to their OBGYN or their midwife and they're learning about what to feed the baby. So they're really on it in those first 3 months. And then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they can kind of slide and go, oh, well, I'm eating for two. And they do all chugga. So there's a great balance to that.
Right.
And I think that a lot of moms are really watching their nutrition now, at least the moms that are hiring me, they are definitely more attuned to that. The other thing would be, I believe that couples and women should have really powerful childbirth education courses, a really
Mm.
thorough childbirth education course. Now,
Right.
what I have found, there are many out there. Hypnobabies, which is what I teach. There are hospital childbirth education classes, but those classes I don't believe are very empowering. Uh,
Mm.
I
Okay.
think there Bradley, there's, Birthing from Within. There are all kind of birth works. There are all kind of courses. What I resonate with is Hypnobabies because it allows women to take themselves into a self-hypnotic state and have a more
Right.
calmer and peaceful birth. So I love this course. And the
Awesome.
third thing that I think couples should do is do their meditation and breath work, especially the mamas.
Right.
Because if they're not calming themselves during pregnancy, I mean, everyone will.
Sorry, Angela, you're kind of chopping off a little.
Am I? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
that better? Okay. I haven't moved, but all right. So the meditation and breath work, practicing that
Mhm.
daily, starting off anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes of just watching your breath and being in the silence. And then, you know, when you're doing the breath and then the meditation comes with that. Because as you're watching
Right.
the breath, you're in the meditation. And what that does is help one to develop trust in the birth process. Because the more you
Right.
sit quiet with yourself, you can hear your thoughts, you can hear your fears, you can hear the things that you love and that which you don't love. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when we don't sit still enough, our fears can run amok and go
Right.
unobserved and take us over and then outplay itself during the birthing time. So those 4 points.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I agree. Actually, right before we got on to this interview, I did a Facebook Live and just explaining how breath is so important to introduce that breath within ourselves, especially when you are growing a baby. You are having that connection and
Yeah.
stimulating those that nervous system, that autonomic nervous system. So if moms are chronically stressed, it's not most ideal for a baby, because they're going to be born into an environment that is a little bit chaotic in their perspective, right? So the advice that I did in the Facebook Live is to take a moment and, hi Janelle, thank you for coming. Take a moment and just introduce breath, even if it's just for 8 seconds. Allow that breath to go into you and into baby, and reset yourself, and with the good intention, right, of being able to just like, now like, okay, I gotta go. But like, have that full intention that you want to ground yourself, as what you said. And that goes a long way. Actually listening to a podcast that talks a lot about the intelligence that's already growing within the womb, and how we can, as mothers, facilitate that nurturing environment for our little ones. So thank you again for sharing those top 3 tips for our mamas and helping them be empowered during their pregnancy and birth. And I gotta ask, tell us about a really good satisfied client story, a love story. So,
oh, this is a good one. I had a client. This was a couple of years ago, I think, because we're in 2018, and she was.
I know, it's crazy, huh? 2018 already.
She's kind of a bit of a high risk mama. She was a high risk mama, so she had gestational diabetes. Her blood pressure was sometimey, and I knew she was about 3 weeks or 4 weeks from her due date, her guest date, and she got a call from the hospital saying, "We need you to come in right away to be induced or have a C-section."
Oh.
So she called me up and she said, "Angela, they want me to come in right away," but her husband was in LA working. So this was around 9 in the morning, 8:39 in the morning. And I said, "Okay, well, why don't you," they want me to come in right away. I said, "Okay, just relax, do some deep breathing." I think if it was urgent, they would say, "Okay, we're sending an ambulance or getting, that kind of thing." Right. So I wanted her to get past.
Talk about the stress hormone right there.
And I told her, I said, and I thought, my God, the thought of her going to the hospital without her husband, how that's going to really increase her stress level. So I said, look, just pack your things, get everything ready. I will come and get you and take you if your husband doesn't make it there in time. So
that's beautiful.
So I was like, okay, that changed the morning. And so her husband did make it there on time. So they were going to induce her. I said, just do one thing at a time. I said, so these are the options that they're going to probably present to you. They're going to induce you with the suppository. They might swipe your membranes, but more than likely she was already dilated. So they would give her like a Cervidil, a suppository to insert to soften her cervix.
Right.
Or they would give her a balloon, a Foley balloon, which they would fill with about 4 cc's of water. And they fill the balloon up. And once that balloon falls out, she knows she's about 3 to 4 centimeters. So, or Pitocin.
Right.
And if none of those work, they would go right to the C-section. So they started her on the Foley balloon and the pit at the same time. And I said,
say it again, I'm sorry.
They started her on the Foley balloon and the Pitocin at the same time. And Pitocin is a medication that they use to augment labor, to get labor started. And so a lot of women don't like to go on it because it is more intense. The birth waves, the contractions come much stronger.
So now the natural way of the body opening. Right.
So this woman, I went there maybe 5-6 hours later. Turned out she was on this Pitocin with the Foley balloon.
Wow.
Just breathing, no epidural, because we wanted to avoid C-section. No epidural. Her blood pressure is now stabilized. Her labs are coming back fairly, normal. Everything was normal, and she was on this Pitocin. They kept increasing it, and this woman never asked for pain medication because she took herself into her own form of hypnosis. Is what she did. She was listening to binaural beats, which are frequency and waves that.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yes. So that she had that playing in the background, but I didn't know that at the time. And this woman was probably on 24 milliunits of Pitocin
Huh.
and never got an epidural. And so this woman went on to have a natural vaginal birth in a hospital setting. And believe me, she was preeclamptic, all these things. She was on IV, she was on magnesium, all kinds of things, antibiotics. And the nurse coming into the room, she kept looking at the client. She kept saying, what's your pain level? And I finally turned to the nurse and said, she's not in that pain. I said, look at her face. And so, because what the nurse was looking at and what she was accustomed to seeing, 7 or 8, a woman who is 7 or 8 centimeters, moaning, yelling, screaming, or whatever, this client, she wasn't doing that. So the nurse was a little baffled by what she was seeing. So that birth in particular was wow. Because she really, the way it was looking, she would have been for a C-section. But she never needed it, never needed a C-section. So that was really a great testimonial. And I have that birth story is on my blog in more detail from her and her version of it and my version of it as well.
Great. Well, we'll make sure that you share that blog with all of our viewing mamas out here. And then we'll make sure to put it in the comments so that more people can take a look and look further into that story, because it sounds amazing. And so would you attribute that, clearly it's doula work, but would you attribute that with also the birth education, and specifically you're saying a lot about Hypnobabies, is that correct?
Yes. What was your question? I didn't hear you a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Would you attribute her state of mind and peacefulness and ability to join into motherhood due to birth education, in particular Hypnobabies, and then obviously as well as doula, because I'm sure that, you explained to her all of these options. And so beautiful. Okay.
And interesting, she called me one day before she had really hired me. She said, my doctor's telling me I don't need a doula. So her doctor said that to her. And I asked her, I said, what does your gut tell you? So it took her 2 more days to hire me. And so she went with her gut. And had she not trusted her gut and listened to her doctor, she would have more than likely ended up with a C-section. Because there was a lot coming at her. And because I was so calm, and that's what doulas do. They bring a calm approach and say, okay, these are your options, and just make your best choice. Make your best choice for you in the moment. So that's
and mother's instincts go a long ways, and for us to be able to tap into those instincts and actually listen, like how you listen and came into doula work. That definitely goes a long ways. Our MDs, our medical doctors, they do have good intentions, and they know, in emergency cases what to do. And our doulas are able to support what a woman envisions her birth to be and creates that journey for her, or helps her see that journey. And really, it's about them and not really about anyone else. So I want to make sure that we stay on track with this. And so I'm going to go ahead and hide that right there. And do you have an offer for our audience today?
Yes, I do. So for the next, the 5 women who contact me, you will get $25 off Hypnobabies childbirth education classes. You have to go to my website, doulalovescreation.com. And you will get to the first 5 women, and then you need to put in the comment section, Mama Cairo.
Mama Cairo, oh, thank you.
Mama Cairo, then I'll know that you've seen this video. So it'll be the first 5 women who contact me and put in the comment section on my website, Mama Cairo. You get $25 off your next Hypnobabies class. And I have something else, Dr. Amy.
Yeah.
I'm giving a free Empower Pregnancy workshop on Saturday, February 17th. We literally have filled up. I may have literally 2 spaces left.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Before we even got online here live, that workshop has at least probably for 1 more couple.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
2.
Do you hear that, ladies? if you are listening, this is, what's it called again?
The Empowered Pregnancy and Birth Workshop. So there's
Awesome.
just, I mean, it's filled up, and we, you know, I didn't even get a chance to advertise it the way I am now. It filled up right away.
Awesome.
And it's free. 2 hours and
2 hours for free.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Kimberly, thank you so much for that. Yes, Angela does Mommas. So Angela is so great at getting these mamas to dig deep.
Thank you, VP. Hi, Janelle.
Yeah, thank you so much. So there you have it, ladies. This is Angela Brown with Doula Loves Creation. She is having an empowering pregnancy and birth next Saturday, February, what was February?
17th.
17th at Integrated Birth. And I will make sure to write down the details with that. But make sure you check out her Eventbrite, because there's only one lucky couple left to join this free class. And do you know if you're having another one?
There will be another one. I don't have the date yet because my schedule's been so full. It might be a couple of months. So some women may birth by then, but keep checking my website, doulalovescreation.com, and I'll put it up there.
doulaslovecreation.com. So let me go ahead and put that here, doulaslovecreation.com. I want to make sure that it comes on the agenda so people can see.
Doula Loves Creation.
So I'm sorry. Let me fix that.
I'm changing my glasses. Yeah, no S at the end of.
Delete.
So Doula Loves. The S is at the end of loves.
Doula Loves. I knew that.
I know you did.
Creation.com. Add agenda and show. There you go.
Perfect. That's it.
Perfect. All right, beautiful ladies. Thank you for coming in and checking out Miss Angela Brown at Doula Loves Creation. Check her website out and make sure that you register for her class, as well as Hypnobabies. So we might have another interview with a Hypnobabies instructor, and so she can tell us more about what that is all about, because Angela, really, you've been bringing that same birth education up quite some time. So I want to make sure our audience knows what that entails. So thank you again for
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Do you have any last tips or things that you would love to share with our mamas?
Mamas, just honor yourselves, honor your body, slow your pace down. Because sometimes what I see is that mom's like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I think sometimes they kind of forget they're carrying a human. So, it's okay to slow down and have fun and enjoy your pregnancy with everything you have to do. So I know you mamas are doing great, and hopefully I'll see you guys at the workshop and in our Hypnobabies class. Thank you, Dr. Amy.
You. And Janelle said, Angela, you're a beautiful genius. So thank you, Janelle.
Thank you. Your reflection. I'm a reflection of you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll stay tuned till next week to have our Hypnobabies instructor. See you all. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Amy.